Help a sister out. Help a sister out. Okay. All right. I'm going to pass something out. All the information, I'm giving you one where you're going to be able to take some notes, but the past information is just for you. I'm going to go over some of that, but I'm not going to use that as my talk. What started me on this subject,
Aaron.
Oh, Ann. I love you, Ann. I love you too. You know what made me think about this subject was, you know how people always come up to you and they say, let's partner together. And I kept trying to figure out, what does partnering mean? And what am I supposed to do with that information? And I've had a lot of people, because of the uniqueness of what I do, let's partner together, I would never act on it because I didn't get partnerships. When I think of partnerships, I'm thinking of contracts, and I'm like, I'm not partnering. I'm a solo entrepreneur. I don't want to partner with nobody. But what dawned on me, I realized that most people take partnership, joint ventures, and collaborations, and they kind of lump them all together and use them interchangeably. And I think most of us don't understand the difference as small business owners. And so one of the things I want to talk about today is how can we use all three of those to help our small business, because I know most of us are solo entrepreneurs. I know some of us work for someone else, but there's ways that we can use that to help us move our business further and to gain some success from it and to help us out. And the other thing I've always thought about in partnership is that I'm not always comfortable with the people who just walk up to me and say, let's partner. I know nothing about you. And they don't want to say anything about that. So that's what started me on this, and that's why I wanted to talk about it, because then I had to go do some research for myself and figure out what's the difference and what am I going to do with this. So let me read you a quote today I do give yourself positive thoughts, and so I send those out every day, and this is the one for today. In order to succeed, your desire for success should be greater than your fear of failure. Bill Cosby. And I thought, wow, when I read that, I'm like, okay, that's one that's going to get my poor husband, bless his heart. I got Post-it notes all over the house. He was like, what is wrong with you, woman? So this is going to be another Post-it note. So by the time he gets back from India, he's going to be like, Jesus, no. So I'm going to tell him, just give me a wall, honey, where I can just post all the Post-it notes, because I need this to encourage me, especially when we're solo entrepreneurs. And another reason I wanted to really look into this subject is because as solo entrepreneurs, a lot of times just because we're in business for ourselves, it don't mean we have to be by ourselves. So let's dive into this and let's go over some things. I wanted to say, in reference to joint venture, I'm going to start out with joint venturing. And if you have any questions or if you have any input, just jump right in. As your business is on the verge of expanding, like most of us, we pray that our businesses will expand. The ideal of joint venture may be appealing to you. These need-to-know basics should help you consider whether a joint venture is right for you and your business. So let me go over a few things about joint venture. Joint venture is when two or more businesses enter a temporary partnership. This partnering is usually associated with a specific contract or product that is mutually beneficial to both businesses. Partnerships may be formed for various reasons. Let me give them to you. It's three of them. A business may hold a specific patent or process that another business won't or utilize. And one of the examples of that is, let's say Nike patents, let's say golf clubs. Nike's got the patent on golf clubs. I think it's Callaway. Callaway got the patent on golf clubs. But Nike wants to create a set of golf clubs, so instead of having to go get a patent, Nike do a joint venture with Callaway. And they don't have to worry about the expense of a patent, and they don't have to worry about going through that whole process of trying it out and all that. That's what it means by if somebody has a patent. And that's a good way. So if you have a service, if you provide a particular service, like Nancy is a financial advisor. Well, she works for a particular company. They already got the stuff patterned out. She just comes in and use their materials. She don't have to go through that whole process of setting it up. That's another way that a joint venture could work. Also, a business may have marketing penetration in a specific area. So, for instance, Sherry Linda, for instance, and I love her. I just love her. Okay, let's say Sherry has a marketing group that I want to deal with, and let's say she has been on military bases, which I know she has, and that's my target market. Well, I might do a joint venture with Sherry, and then say, hey, Sherry, you got my target market. Can we work together? And we work that out how we want to do it, and then I don't have to start in from the ground floor. Sherry helps me get my foot in. And we'll talk about not being in competition for the same market. We'll talk about that when we talk about collaboration. And the third thing is both businesses may have complementary products. And so let's say Nancy is a financial advisor and someone else is a financial advisor, but even though they have complementary products, they sell a complementary product, they hit a different area of that complementary product. Okay, so they're still not competing, but they can use and bring whoever their target markets are, or whoever their people that they service, they get to bring all those people together and give them the benefit of both of them. Okay? So that's one of the things that that's one of the few reasons, 3 of the few reasons why people go into joint ventures. Now, when should you consider a joint venture? You should consider it when it's mutually beneficial for you and your partner, whoever it is you're thinking about. This can be difficult to determine because you and your potential partner will negotiate the terms of the joint venture agreement. All right? And so here's some questions you need to think about asking. And I'm not going to go over all of them. I'm just going to give you a few of them. 1, what am I getting out of the joint venture? What am I getting out of the joint venture? 2, what am I giving up to be in the joint venture? 2, what am I giving up to be in the joint venture? 3, how does this joint venture position me for the future? How does it position you for the future? 4, and the last one I'm going to go over. Are my business and my businesses intellectual property protected during and after the joint venture? Is my business and my intellectual property protected during and after the joint venture? Oh, let me give you another one because this is really important. Are the terms fair? Or does one business have the upper hand? Okay? So keep that in mind when you're talking joint venture. And I'm not going to go into how to start one and all that stuff. There some of the paperwork that I gave you. You can do some of the research because I don't want to insult your intelligence. Okay? And so to start a joint venture, this is what I want to say to you. How to start it? If you feel that a joint venture will be mutually beneficial, you will need to make the joint venture legal. And you can do that easily now. You can go online and you can there's many places where you can pull a simple form. You don't have to go to a lawyer anymore. You can if you want your interests really protected. But the joint venture is not like a partnership, so just remember that. But you want to make it legal, and if both of the businesses are located in the United States, you will need to sign a joint venture agreement. Most of us don't do that. Seriously. We go, hey, let's do this together, and we go about our business. But we need to start especially as women. See, men will do it. We won't think about it because we're thinking, oh, she's my friend. Oh, we'll get this together. Oh, I love you. We need to start really thinking about that side of doing things with other people so that our feelings, or so that when we have to dissolve that or if things don't go the way they should go, we can hold each other responsible for the part that we're playing. You know, even now I consider marriage joint ventures. You know, now they're having contracts for marriages and getting insurance for marriages. I mean, weddings, because somebody bags out. Somebody's left with that bill. So same thing in business. So let's start considering that for ourselves. And like I say, as women, we tend to not a lot of times think about that. And it doesn't have to be detailed. It doesn't have to be hard. It can be a simple joint venture agreement. Okay, let's talk about collaboration. Collaboration. Most of us were raised to be competitive. Well, us as women, we're taught to get along. But there's a competitive spirit in us, especially if you played sports or, the cheerleading folk. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, beginning at a young age in school, sports, and then right on through business world. However, at least in business, we're seeing a shift towards companies that play well with others. Collaboration is a great groundwork to help you take your business to the next level. Collaboration versus joint venture, the difference between that is collaboration, the way you set up a collaboration, I'm going to give you 5 things, and we're not going to talk too much about it because I'm not going to go in detail because I don't have enough time. But I want you to think, collaboration is not just some touchy-feely trend anymore. Practical benefits exist for companies that think outside the box and work with others. In short, businesses can harness the power of collectiveness to move forward in various ways. 1, networking. No matter your industry, and we all know this because we're in a networking group, no matter your industry or occupation, businesses is driven by referral and connection. Period. Everybody does it, including Walmart. If Walmart has a particular item that Target don't have, what do? We were just talking about it earlier. I saw that at Walmart. What did I just do? I sent somebody to Walmart. Or I have frizzy hair and I'm looking for the right product. I'm networking, and when I tell Sarah, I told her I would let her know when a hairdresser that's a member of my church, give me this product and if it works. I'm networking with Sarah even though we're not doing business per se, but that can lead to business down the road. Because first of all, Sarah and I are getting to know each other. Okay, 2, collaboration provides inspiration and support. Inspiration and support. And again, remember, just because most of us are solo entrepreneurs, just because we work by ourselves don't mean just because we work for ourselves don't mean we have to always work by ourselves. And we always need support. So by seeking out a group of like-minded small businesses, you can gain a valuable source of motivation, inspiration, and support. Symbolic selling. Now this is something that I really loved, and I'm going to read this because I like their definition. What if your business had a circle of small businesses that shared customers and participated in joint marketing opportunities? For example, a local CPA whose clients are primary entrepreneurs can collaborate with other service providers to provide a small business boot camp where they offer a helpful mix of expertise on financial planning, tax advising, advertisement, web strategies, insurance, public speaking, etc. to their combined pool of customers. These informal alliances bring new value to current customers as well as expand your visibility to new audience. And I had a client on Tuesday, and one of the things he was really, really interested in was real estate. But he liked helping people too. And I asked him, what about real estate do you like? And he says, well, I kind of just like that it's going to provide me mostly passive income to do what it is that I love to do, which is service, to help service people. So I said, have you ever thought about it? Because I hadn't seen it. I'm not saying it's not out there. I said, have you ever thought about putting together a whole real estate team? You put together a real estate team where you got the lawyer, the handyman, the whomever it is. And so for somebody, let's say somebody like me, wow, that went fast. Somebody like me who's interested in real estate, I don't want to have to go find each individual person. It's all there. And I said, that makes it easier for your potential clients or the people you want to service. And so instead of just thinking, I want to go do a business and I want to turn houses, flip houses, think about helping other people because you're interested in helping other people. So you combine the both and then you still get some income. And who wouldn't want to go to a one-stop shop? Again, that's what we like about Target. That's what we like about Walmart. Love to hate your Walmart is what I call them. But hey, every time I go in there, they have just about everything I need. I don't have to go to 5 different places most of the time. Now, there's some stuff they don't have anymore, and they make me go to Reese's, and I'm okay with that. But I'm just saying, most of us like one-stop shop. We're used to that now. They've gotten us addicted to it. So why not provide it in a business? So that's another way you can collaborate with other individuals, but yet, and how those other individuals get paid and you don't have to pay them, that's the difference between collaboration and joint venture, is when they use your services. All right, number 4, shared ownership. And so this is another way of collaboration. And I'm not going to give you any examples, but it's similar to, like, let's say somebody has a gas station or a convenience store, but inside of it, they have, what do you see now? A lot of gas stations now. Subways. Arby's. They're sharing that space. That's a collaboration. Because when people get gas, they want food. Now, I don't know what it is when we travel, but we got to get something. I don't care if it's just a step.
It's one-stop shop and get the gas.
Yes, all in the same place. And then, last but not least, economies of scale. And let me tell you what they mean by that. By bringing together during a purchasing or bargaining procedure, small businesses can achieve greater economies of scale and begin to enjoy some of the discount typically reserved for larger companies. Small businesses can also form alliances with others that have similar purchasing needs to achieve volume discounting on anything from paper supplies to maintenance services to health costs. So you're talking membership. But a friend, when I lived in Florida, there was a group of us, single girls. Well, guess what? We all were members of SAM. But when you go to Sam's, it was too much for us. So we would all divvy up who was going to buy what. We'd get it, and then we'd split up the product. So let's say one was responsible for toilet paper that week. Well, then, Sam's give you 4 or 5, whatever. We divvied that up. By the time we did all that, we realized how much money we were saving versus us buying it all on our own, including meats. But it's all bulk buying. Collaborations can be done the same way with our businesses. And it gives us buying power that's stronger than people like Legal Shield. The reason that Legal Shield works so well is because there's buying power with a big group of people. The disabled vets, when you're doing people like AARP and the disabled veterans and all that stuff, well, you can get insurance a little less expensive because it's group insurance versus you trying to get it on your own. I'm not saying it's the best. I'm just saying that you can get it maybe a little less expensive than you trying to do it by yourself. Okay, last but not least, because I know my time is up, partnerships. This lovely word that started me on this journey of trying to figure out what is the difference in this. Partnerships. Business partners often start businesses together with little planning and few ground rules. Sooner or later, they discover the hard way that's what's left unsaid or unplanned often leads to unmet expectations, anger, and frustration. So once again, I knew when people would say, hey, let's partner together, I wasn't getting it. Well, now I understand why I wasn't getting it, because you're just coming out the blue saying let's partner, when 9 times out of 10, most people mean let's do some collaboration. The difference. And partnerships, really, if it is done right, is done, the biggest difference between partnership is it is legalized. You doing a partnership in a business. You partnerize your business a lot of times. And I just made that word up. It ain't going on. I'm telling you now. I made it up. But it's got to be legalized. That's the biggest difference between partnership, collaboration, and joint ventures. And when I say legalized, I mean the lawyers, the full gamut of it, not just doing a little sheet of paper. Now, people do partnerships without all of that. But then remember what I said. Sooner or later, they discover that they have unmet expectation, frustration, and anger. So first you need to ask yourself, do I really need a business partner to build a successful business? Taking on a business partner should be reserved for when a partnership is critical to success, not because it sounds good. And again, I know we use partnership, collaboration, and joint venture interchangeably in this, nowadays. But make sure we understand when we're heading to someone or somebody heading to us that they understand what we mean when we say let's partner together. And the last thing I want to say in reference to partnership, because I could say a lot more, but I'm not going to do it, is communication. Communication is important at every stage of a partnership, and especially so at the outset. Because if you don't have that communication, you have no clue what you're doing. And I'm going to be honest, the people who have come to me and said, let's partner together, when I turn back and ask them, so what are we going to do? They have no clue, and I have no clue. Really? Do you think that's a good partnership? Seriously. Neither one of us have any idea what we're talking about. So if you don't know when you go to somebody and say, let's partner, at least you need to know what you're talking about when you say, let's collaborate. At least go to them with what you're talking about collaborating with, because 9 times out of 10, most of us have no clue why we want to collaborate with you or build a partnership. Okay, any questions? Any questions?
Well, one of the things that I was amazed at, my last job, I